Well, hello everyone. I'm Dr. Stock, and this video is for entertainment purposes only. Today, I want to talk to you about three different stocks. I think that I've covered each of them on this channel before. As a matter of fact, I know that I've covered each of them on this channel before. We have a couple near-term catalysts coming up, and I just want to talk about those. And just for actually the last one of them, I just want to talk about some of the recent events, the recent news surrounding its price action that we have, and also the type of chart that's shaping up, and maybe some of the mitigating factors that we have ahead of us. So I want to check those out and talk a little bit about the long-term nature of what could be up ahead for these stocks. So stick around and let's get ready to rock. Welcome back. For those of you who are interested, down in the description is the link to my Patreon. I also have Moomoo down there. You can sign up and get your four free stocks. Also, that link for Weebles down there, a much lesser deposit. You can sign up and get 2 free stocks at that one. Either way, it's free money back in your pocket. And because of the referral link, I get free stocks as a result as well, at absolutely no cost to you. So thank you for any support that you show. If you are a Patreon member, you get access to my Discord, and I got a great community of members over there. They're very passionate about investing, very curious, and always looking for the next really good investment. And so I also put my buy and sell alerts over there. I have my growth portfolio, my dividend portfolio, my weekly newsletter, and my weekly watch list of stocks. So if you want to check that out, all of it's bundled up in that Patreon link that's down in the description. Moving on to the stocks from there. So let me pop up this chart. And because I forgot to hit the share screen button ahead of time, you just get to listen to me drone on for a little while longer. There it is. All right, so this is Alpine 4 Technologies Holdings, ALPP, and you can see the downtrend that they've been on. And back when they went up almost, they went over $9, they almost hit that 950 mark at the peak before we had the tech and high growth sell-off. And all that momentum before that we had just came tumbling down. And it's sort of been consolidating ever since. And for the people who are still following it, and I know that a lot of the volume, a lot of the momentum has gone out, a lot of interest has gone out. It's become boring, and that's actually sort of a good thing, because right now, while it is boring, we are waiting on that news of the NASDAQ uplisting, which we're told is still in the works. It's just waiting on NASDAQ to come through on its part in order to approve that uplisting. There's a fly in this room. I had one go up my nose in the one live stream that I was doing while I was live streaming it. I think it's like an hour and 4 minutes in. I'd have to check and see the date for when that was. But oh my goodness, that was incredibly annoying, and it happened while I was live streaming. So what exactly was I to do about it? I couldn't just edit it out. So what the heck? I'll just roll with it. Let's move on back to Alpine 4. So waiting on that NASDAQ uplisting. So they had a nice little jump today in their stock price. At one point in time, the high price is $2.94. The low price today was $2.64. It opened at $2.65. And, you know, while it's not an incredible move, at least it's something to talk about. It's at least worth looking to see why, out of all this different sell-off, did it finally decide to jump a little bit today. And I think I found the reason for that one. So if we come over here, and this right here, I think, is the news that's moving a little bit. The commercial UAV Expo Americas. So Vayu, which is one of Alpine 4's acquisitions, is actually presenting at this expo, and it's September 7th through the 9th, which is Tuesday through Thursday of next week. So with that, I think some of the people who follow are actually getting a little bit excited about some of the attention that this could bring, because Vayu acquisition for their drones was expected to be pretty huge, which caused a lot of the hype to enter in the first place. So that would be a little bit of the catalyst that we have moving forward with Alpine 4. So just that you're aware of that. And you have to scroll all the way down. Not for Alpine 4. These are alphabetically listed. You actually have to look for Vayu in order to find it. And you also need to know that Vayu has been acquired by Alpine 4. I believe that happened last year. I think that was complete. And they've done other acquisitions since then. And this doesn't really have a lot of information for us, at least as far as the expo. But we can find out where their booth is and everything like that. And it is taking place in Las Vegas at the Mirage, September 7th through the 9th, 2021. So there they have it. So that's a little bit of a catalyst. I don't know if we'll see news coming out of there that's really going to have an impact on the stock price. This is one of those long shot type companies. I hope you guys can see that fly. As a matter of fact, I hope you can, because if you can't see that fly, then I just look like I'm swinging my arms wildly for no reason. So I don't know that this news will act as any sort of huge catalyst that's really going to catapult us forward. Really, we're at the point where people are aware of it. The people who like this company are invested in it, and we're just waiting for them to come out with those quarterly results and annual results and forward guidance that are really going to move us forward. The big news that we're waiting on is NASDAQ uplisting. If it happens, the price is going to go up a lot, probably well over $3 per share, maybe even touching $4 per share. And it's just going to be exciting should we get that announcement. If we find out that it will not be uplisted to the NASDAQ, then this thing will probably take a pretty good hit, probably drop us under that $2 mark or even down to that $2 mark, because I think that's what's been keeping this price up as high as it is right now. This is one of those riskier long shot plays. I do have a position in this company. I'm really hoping that they do get uplisted to the NASDAQ, because I would like to put some option plays out there in order to take advantage of it. And right now, as an OTC stock, I just don't have that same advantage. I need chopsticks to get after that fly. My wife is probably going to wonder why I ever uploaded a video like this. Because I'm me. That's why I uploaded this video. Maybe I should bring that same passion to when I talk about the stocks. Moving on from there, maybe you saw it, Digital Turbine. This is one that I've been talking about for a while. I actually originally talked about them as a range trade that we could do all the way back when they actually were trading in a range from about $70 per share up to just over $90 per share. And then that range sort of fell through. It failed to come back up because we had the rest of the tech and high growth sell off. This one is, I believe, it was May 11th that it bottomed out. That's what that's what it says here. Before we had a bit of a rally and then a sell off, and then all of a sudden we get a huge volume spike out of nowhere. This thing dropped down below $50 per share, and the whole time I was saying I think that this thing is a good time to buy anything under 60 that I'd be loading up. And so I did load up all the way down through the 50s, down into the 40s. I managed to grab a few more shares when it's still down there. And, I said that this will turn around. I don't know if it's going to take a few days or a few weeks, but it will turn around. And then we got news, and it may have even been on the 31st, about the S&P inclusion, the S&P 400 mid cap, not the S&P 500. That would be huge. That would be awesome. And we could expect much bigger price action than what we see here. We don't necessarily get the same sort of institutional interest if it were an S&P 500 company, but there still are ETFs that track the S&P 400 mid cap. So that's something that could cause some buying pressure there. It also adds a little bit of notoriety to the stock. It can bring more attention to retail investors. So we just want to watch this because there could be some big money involved in getting into this stock. And it could be that thing that finally pushes us up towards those price targets. Right now, the average analyst estimate, according to TipRanks, is still about $107 per share. And I was digging around a little bit. Actually, I was going through my email, just looking, and Simply Wall Street mentioned Digital Turbine, and I hadn't searched it on Simply Wall Street, but it was one of those things that came up. So let me scroll up to the top of this a little bit. So over here, how do I get to? There we go. So on Digital Turbine, this little analysis that they have here threw me off for a second because they called it a snowflake analysis, but this is not Snowflake. This is Digital Turbine. So value, there's not a lot of value. It's kind of expensive for right now's prices or right now's earnings, right now's revenue. So that's something that you want to watch at. Dividend, they don't pay one. Health, sort of kind of healthy. They don't have much of a past because they're a new and emerging growth company. So that's why it's so heavily weighted onto the future of this. They have astounding growth here. Now, when you look at the rewards that they say, trading at 62.6% below analyst estimates of fair value, earnings forecast to grow 36.35% per year. So that's going to compound on them. Earnings grew by 128.8% over the past year. Now, what they call fair value, they say that the fair value of this thing, I think they said something like, here, let's, there we go. We'll find where they mentioned their fair value price. So they're saying below 50% compared to fair value. And I think their fair value, they say that about $160 for this company is about right. That is super bullish from where it's at right now. Like, I'm not going to sit here and hype it up and say that it's worth every penny of that, because honestly, I think $100, I think we're really onto something. $75, I think, we're really comfortable in that sort of price range. I would absolutely love to see it go from where it is now up to $90. maybe filling out that $107 price range. So to see this, I think that this is something that people are going to get starry-eyed over and possibly buy into. And I don't know, they say it's about right. I think it's worth a little bit less than that. Honestly, I like the $107 price target that's out there. And, that's one that I can live with, especially when there's a bunch of other analysts that come out there and they say that $107 is about right. And I was reading one about a weighted average cost of capital and one with a discounted cash flow model that they applied to it. And they said $76 per share, which would still be 30% up from where it's currently trading. So there's a lot that I like about Digital Turbine. They are ones that have just an awesome amount of growth and had some what I call undue selling pressure going on when we had this happening. And what I contributed to, and if you know of something else out there, you can let me know. But what I contribute the sell-off to was Google's change, making it mandatory in the Google Play Store that when apps get uploaded to the Play Store by the developers, that they're AAB files instead of being, which is Android Application Bundle, I believe, instead of APK files, which are Android package files. And Android package, the Android package files for any type of mobile device you could have that runs Android, that's what had to be included in the file. And then for AAB, you can actually just download the pieces that you need. And that's all sorts of more efficient for you. It's faster download speeds, better for the developers because they can just address the specific devices where they need to make those patches instead of uploading an entirely new APK file or anything. They can just fix the pieces for the individual devices. Google's networks aren't jammed up as much, or their servers for the different downloads and uploads and everything like that. So the AAB file switch was a really good thing. And Digital Turbine has known about this since 2018. They adjusted for it by 2019. So this is 2 years old. Google just now made it mandatory. And they even came out and said, Digital Turbine came out and said, this in no way affects our business model. This is not a thing. And I feel like this sell-off that we had was because people were thinking that sell-off really was, or that switch in file types really was a thing that was going to hurt Digital Turbine's business. And they said, this has nothing to do with our business. We already knew about it and we already adjusted for it years ago. We're good. So with that in mind, I didn't think that we should be staying around that $48 price mark that we were at one point in time. I was happy to see it because I thought we'd come back off it and I thought it would make a buying opportunity. I made videos about it, and I hope you watched them. If not, check out my channel for anything. Just Dr. Stock Digital Turbine, and it should come up in the search in YouTube for that one. I can also, if I remember, put a link up for the video for you. So moving on from there, I got one more that I wanted to talk about. And this one I've also talked about before, but since I've talked about it, just a lot of stuff I feel has happened. So Draftkings, and you can see the wild ride that it's had. It's been all the way down to almost $40 per share recently, and now it's trading at about $60 per share. So it's up like 50% from its lows, which is just an incredible ride if you stuck along with it, if you really diamond hands it to make it this far. And check out this nice little flag formation or bullish pennant formation we have coming. As long as the market cooperates with us and as long as September holds out long enough for us, we could have a nice little pop up to this line of resistance that I have at 62.73. It could even carry us up to the $65 mark if we have the market bias with us and if we have enough buying pressure to propel us forward just a little bit more. Even when you check out the RSI, it is still climbing and we barely touched the overbought territory. So Draftkings, I'm bullish on it for the long term. I hold on to it in my growth portfolio. I plan to have it there for a long time. And in the short term, this is for you swing traders out there. So please understand that I'm not trying to confuse the technical pattern that we have here with the fundamental strength of Draftkings. I know they're two separate things. However, I do take swing trades from time to time. And this is one that, as I see it shape up, we have the flagpole here. And then you could argue that's a flag, or maybe it's even kind of pinched a little bit to be a pennant. And it's pointing upwards for us. So we have sort of that bullish bias going forward. The RSI is looking good. The volume trailed away just sort of like we would like. So for confirmation of a breakout to the upside from that, that would push us up to the 62.73, possibly even up to $65 per share in the short term for the swing traders out there. it's something that we could possibly see. And if we get the volume support on that sort of breakout, we can find out that it could really pay off for us and, really push us up to some of those other highs that we've seen. I don't know. Let me see. This is down as low as I better go off this candle right here. The low is 53 and it's at 61, so $8 up. So really possibly even up to $70 per share if it really does play out. But we have to smash through two different lines of resistance to get up there. And I just don't see that happening. But still, to go from where it's at now at about $61 per share up to 65 in the short term, that makes a decent swing trade, especially if you have enough finances to really put some volume to that. So check out and see what you see. See if you think that there's anything coming from this technical pattern that's shaping up here for DraftKings. And I did want to mention some of the news. So they have the acquisition with Golden Nugget Online Gaming that happens in Q1 of 2022. I haven't heard any different on that so far, so I'm still going to go with those dates. They also have earned, I didn't mean to click on that, but now here we go. They have earned their way to be the first online sports betting for Wyoming. There you go. DraftKings has earned Wyoming's first online sports betting license. It is set to launch as early as this afternoon, and this was on September the 1st, so this was yesterday. Wyoming will be the first state to both pass a 2021 sports betting bill and take a bet this year. So awesome to see more state legalization. Also awesome that DraftKings is the first, because they are the first to market, which means that they get the first to market advantage in Wyoming. And even though, as far as I believe, it's not one of the world's or even the country's biggest gambling, the country's biggest gambling states like New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Michigan. Those are some pretty hot markets that are out there. Wyoming, I don't think Wyoming's that high up the list. I would have to check the rankings on that one. Still, the fact that they're first is huge for them, and they keep on pioneering. They have the NFTs out there. It's just going to be more continued strength, in my opinion, for DraftKings moving forward. And then not to mention that they are also the brand for the Oregon State Lottery. So with more states with these economic downturn with the pandemic looking for ways to generate more revenue for their own state, have something coming in to help support the budget, it's kind of giving a little bit of extra pressure for legalization, if they haven't already, for online sports betting, because it is a growing market. And there is a lot of momentum to it, and there's a lot of money in it. So the states, well, of course, they want a piece of that if they can help it. There we go. So let me summarize. First of all, great hair as usual. I try to keep that. I even trimmed up my my goatee. Moving on from there, Alpine 4 Holdings. They're a small company, super big risk. Hopefully they uploaded it there. I said it again, uplisted to the NASDAQ sooner than later, because if they do, I think that's going to add some significant buying pressure for them. And I think that they are going to build out over time. And the sooner that they can really capitalize on those acquisitions that they've made and really grow as a company, I think that they'll start to fill out that market cap and show stronger fundamentals over time. In the meantime, it's small, it's risky, but I think it's worth keeping an eye on. Moving on from there, talking about Digital Turbine, it is one of my favorites. I think it has a very significant upside, and I think that it is well undervalued. I don't have the same outlook for it that Simply Street does, saying almost $160 is the fair value for them. Honestly, $75 to $100 is where I think it would be very comfortable. So 75 at the low end, where I'd be like, yeah, okay, I guess I can live with that, up to $100 per share, because I think that's more like it. I think that that's much more where they deserve to be, given the forward outlook for their company. And then finally, DraftKings, long-term potential for DraftKings. I think that this one easily goes up to $70 by the end of 2021, early 2022, especially as we see NFL rollout. Ooh, when we see the money start to flow in from that, and with their simple bet. I didn't mention simple bet. That people can bet on individual plays, like little tiny micro bets, bet. It's going to be huge for the psychological impact that has people using the DraftKings app. And that should also be a big revenue driver for them. And I think they're just going to continue to innovate, and they're going to continue to keep the pressure on so that they can be the leaders in the online sports betting space. And I'm excited to be one of the investors in their company. I hope that comes through in my voice. The fly's still around me, so I'm going to keep chopping at it. And I hope if you guys ever had a fly around your head when you're trying to do something, that you can empathize with me. And do we have karate chop emojis? Because if we do, we should put some into the comments of this video, as many as you feel like doing, until you get bored, and then send. That would be awesome. So thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you want to support the channel in a very easy, free way, hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe if you want to see more of them. Hopefully you don't want to see more of those flies because it's driving me insane. The notification bell to see anytime my videos come out. Let me see. I also have Moo. Get those referrals or click the referral link for the free stock. The Weeble one, you can deposit an even smaller amount and still get 2 free stocks from it. It's free money either way, back in your pocket just by signing up and doing the deposit. And then from that, also the Patreon. That link is down there. If you guys want to talk more with me, see more of what I have to offer, click that link, go over to the Patreon, check it out. And, I'd absolutely love to see it over there. So thank you. Really appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to bring more information to you that I find along the way. So I'm Dr. Stock. Thanks for rocking with me. Now go get that money.